What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It is Tuesday night live time. So I hear YouTube is being extra stupid tonight. So we'll see how it goes, right? They've, I guess, been doing some major updates, and so we'll see how this goes for us. But so far, no problems. If you want to keep me informed in the chat as to whether things are going weird on your end for me, I'll keep an eye on things. But I decided to use StreamYard again so that I don't have to try and deal with OBS, and hopefully that'll be all right. So, anyways, let me go over my tools really quickly before I get started and say hello to everybody in the chat. Starting with my pen, I am using a pen here from Diamond Pen Pal. This is the beautiful Satura pen. I love it. In my single placer, I am using Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. You can find Ghost and Diamond Pen Pal over on Etsy. Ghost is like a glue dot. It is a liquid that turns solid. It goes from white to clear, hence the name Ghost. Love this stuff, swear by it, and I keep it in my single placer. I've got in my multi-placer end here a beautiful, it's actually Winter Court dot dot putty from Butterfly Effectwares, and it smells like chai. I have it inside of my Creations Moran putty pal. It's hiding in there. And then my tray tonight is going to be from Ephemera 3D. You can find Ephemera 3D over on Etsy as well. Check them out, as well as Butterfly Effectwares. Creations Moran has their own website though. And then I've got a trinket tray here, you guys. This one from Sparkling Nana. Love this thing. It's hard to see, but she did it in layers. So it's actually like three-dimensional. You can kind of see here the way that she poured in several layers so that one sticker is higher than the other stickers. And so really cool stuff. There's like these pink glitters on the top. There's all kinds of things happening. This is from Sparkling Nana. The back is also beautiful. Love that. It's like purples and blues. And then it has a matching trash pot. I love this. You can find Sparkling Nana over on Facebook. There is both a business group page, and then Sparkling Nana has like a profile on Facebook. You can find either one. The cute little logo is black, white, and pink. I made it. It's very special. But yeah, it's a little trash pot. I love it. And it matches all my stuff. So then on my diamond painting here, oh, can't forget my tweezers. My tweezers from BNC Creations over on Facebook as well. Beautiful tweezers. Love them so much. And then on my diamond painting, the release papers are from Bee's Crafty Corner. These you can find over on the Etsy store, and you can go over and check out the VIP Facebook group for further information on Bee's Crafty Corner. And then lastly, the diamond painting that I will be working on is Bouquet from Diamond Art Club by Ivy Dollamore. She is my Black History Month piece. She is a 50.8 by 70.7 centimeters in square diamonds, and I love her so much. She's beautiful. All right, let me go through and say hello to everybody in the chat. Yeah, everybody seems to be having some YouTube issues, so I apologize for those who had to like go the extra mile. I did share the link in the Discord, so so hello to Shell, hi Calf and Divine, hi Tigger, hello Shannon and Heather, hello Mary, hi Glory Kitty Cat, what's up? Hello Allison and Sujin. Glad I could find the stream. YouTube being weird. Yeah, yep. And hi Shelby, couldn't get YouTube to work. Do you have it working now? I hope. And then hi Vicky. So do tell in the chat, what is everybody working on tonight? What are your pieces that you're doing? My plans, besides the title, which I am going to do some more of the like beginner diamond painting searches. We're going to do some of those again because those are fun. And, you know, Tuesdays are for at least the time being, are going to be some fun tutorials for people. Maybe people will learn something, even if you've been around for a while. And if you're in the chat, please make sure you can help answer the questions as well, because everybody does things differently. So feel free to, shout out your favorite shops and answers to the questions that you find useful. Love her freckles. Yes, her freckles. Okay, let me roll her out of her little thingy really quickly, and I'll show you on the canvas what her freckles look like, because they are so stankin' cute. I love them so much. Her freckles are adorable. Not drop my lamp off the back of the table here. Look at them. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. Just hanging in the shop, getting some work done. There you go. All right. So we've got Glory is working on Ashura. Vicky's working on Dragon Brigade by Spangler. Tigger's working on Long Live Magic. That one is a Jody Bergsma. And so this one, I think when I'm done working on her, I may end up working on, I was thinking either an old round from Lazy River Crafts, which I have on standby to show you what she looks like, because she is definitely in the queue. Oh, guess what? So Shell, I've been using my Mary Morales putty holder to hold the specials for each kit that I'm working on, because my putty suddenly needed an upgrade for a bin. So I've been using the putty holder to hold on to the specials for the kit that I'm working on at the time. Love that. Oh, my dogs are losing it. I bet Dustin's home. But let me grab down my Lazy River Crafts piece so you can see her, and I'll show you what might be on the to-do list next. Because for those of you who are part of the Discord, we have like monthly DP alongs. Those are just for fun. They're not like scheduled events or anything like that. They're just for funsies. And so I do also work on those while they're going on. But upcoming, there is going to be a mystery DP along, just for any mystery that you might have that you want to work on. And so I've got a mystery set aside that I know I want to do. And then for the cottage core DP along, I've got one picked for that. And then in the meantime, I'm just kind of working on paintings that are like just something older I can pull out of my closet, what have you. Still working on Shell Basket. Ooh. Let's see. Started my new whip. Cute but unstable. Nice, Divine. Kitting up Queen Bee Marie from Jaded Gem Shop. Very nice, Heather. I was working on Back to Wonderland by Ennis until I ran out of a color. Oh no, Mary, what color are you missing? Let's see. Shell Basket. Hi, Abby. Welcome. Still haven't gotten a mystery. Kind of scared of the thought. That's fair. Hi, Missy. Welcome. Hi, Peggy. So yeah, let me pull her down. This one is a round. It's from Lazy River Crafts I think this one is from like 2019. This is an oldie but a goodie. It is by Karen Yumi Lusted, which is one of my favorite artists. And right now, there's only a couple, like one place, I think, at the moment that you can get Karen Yumi Lusted. But let me get her up here. Trying not to, gotta move this. Hold, please. There we go. Okay, this one is from Karen Yumi Lusted. And it is Lazy River Crafts 60 by 90. Okay, and it's called Mermaid Queen, and she is cute. What I really love about her is actually on her tail. She has these beautiful flowers in her tail. I love that. and they're almost like hibiscus flowers that are in her tail. This is a computer render, so yes, it's going to be pretty confetti heavy. As you can see, there are some little color blobby sections, but definitely going to be more of a confetti type piece, which is okay. She has, let's see, how many colors does she have? Might have to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 colors. 40 colors. Not bad though. Not bad. 839. Okay, that you're missing, Mary, is the 839 in round or square? Because I may have spares for you if you don't want to wait for DAC, because I know sometimes they can take a bit. But I love her tail. I'm really loving that. The way that the shawl looks transparent. I love this like crystal ball she has in her hand here. Love that. And I think even though she is a computer render, there are some fun things that I might be able to do in her necklace and in her crown, because there's some like colors in there that are really like there's a lot of places where you can stick them. And so I think I might have some fun with this one. I love her hair, just like wild all over the place. Karen Yumi Lusted is one of my favorite artists. And so I thought, it's about time. And you can see that the background is a lot of confetti. So it's not going to be just a bunch of color blocking in the piece either. I'm really excited about it. Hi, Josh. Round. Oh, they shipped already. Oh, good, Mary. Well, that worked out nicely. Well, then I won't worry about it. But yeah, so that'll be the next piece that background. Sujin. My kind of canvas. Love confetti. Yes, Mary. To look up that artist. Yes, Shelby, she's wonderful. I think right now she does have a piece or two over at Bella. She was at Enablers, and now obviously she's not at Enablers anymore. So I'm hoping that we're going to see her at another shop soon. I don't know. Hard to say, right? Because, kind of depends on who decides that they want to pick her up. But she's a fantastic artist. Love her stuff. Grazie, though, for thinking of me. Oh, you're very welcome. Well, if you ever run into an issue where you do need a specific color of drill, check in with me or on the Discord, because there's lots of people on Discord who also save their spares that might be able to help you out if you don't feel like just reaching out to Diamond Art Club and making them get you drills. Now, speaking of, Shell discovered something kind of interesting today. She was messing around with her canvas, and if you want to also explain in the chat, Shell, what you discovered, those of us who've been having some glue issues with our Diamond Art Clubs, it might not actually be the glue. It might actually be the drills. So she said that she had switched over to trying to put down crystal, and those stuck with no problem, which is kind of weird. They have that silver backing on them. And so she went back. She was looking for some old drills maybe to see if that worked. But then she said she washed one of the colors in mild soap and then tried to stick them to the canvas, and it worked. So maybe, I don't know, she said she was going to email Diamond Art Club. Maybe it's an issue that like their mold, the molds that they use for the drills is not being cleaned properly. Maybe there's dust or something on them and they're not sticking. But also, I was talking to Vicky today, and Vicky said that she has been using a hair dryer on low heat on her glue, and that has been reviving her glue also. So for those of you who want to maybe give that a try. Obviously, you don't want to put an iron on your canvas or anything like that, but a dryer on low heat, if it will reinvigorate your glue, you might want to try that. But yeah, could be the oils from their molds, or some sort of a, like, I don't know, an anti-stick dust. I don't know. But she said that when she washed her drills, they were sticking to the glue better. So I don't know. Might be something worth looking into. And she was going to mail Diamond Art Club to let them know what she discovered. So we shall see. We shall see. That being said, I don't like, I have a hair dryer that I don't ever use on my own hair. So I thought, well, maybe at one point I would give that a try too, to see if that did something different. I was having issues with one of the brand new canvases. The glue is plenty sticky to hold drills, but the drills wouldn't stick. Yeah. We shall see. Yes, Sujin. Yeah. Too funny. I see what you did there, puns. But yeah, might be something worth checking out if you're having glue issues. Maybe wiping or washing your drills a little bit might help the situation if you're willing to give that a try. Using my Art Dot vacuum pen to put down my ABs. They're just like sprinkled in here, so it's not like AB color blocking or anything. Come on, come on. It was like, I don't wanna. I might need to charge it too, to be fair. But yeah, something worth considering. Could be that. But otherwise, I hope that everybody is having a good Tuesday night. I had sushi. Justin and I went and got some sushi. So that's always a good day when you can get sushi. After washing those drills, they stuck to both canvases. Nice. I put that pic on a merch shirt. Hi, Marianne. Show, we need a joke picture of you at the sink washing drills instead of dish. Yes. She says, I tried old DAC crystals and resin drills from another company and they stuck fine. I also tried the new DAC drills on a different company's canvas and they likewise would not stick. Yeah, that's pretty interesting to me. So yeah, I'm with you, Sujin. Whoa. Because that could be pretty life-changing if it happens to be that it's not the glue and it's the drills. And I'm not certain, but it was a round canvas. So like that would be something else worth looking into, because she was working on a round, and like when I'm having issues, it's on squares, but it doesn't seem to make a difference whether it is the peaked drills or the flathead drills. And so I wonder how much that also has to do with anything. Hold on, I gotta move my release paper is just a little bit too far down. Gotta scooch it. I'm gonna scooch it up a little. Scooch. Scooch. There we go. There, that's better. That's better. DAC may have to send out new drills. Oh, my issue was on a restock less than 2 months old. Yeah. Interesting. So definitely worth looking into. I'm interested to do some experimenting now. So maybe the next time that I do run into issues, because this is an older kit. This is a kit that didn't have the perforated squares. And so therefore I haven't been having that issue with this canvas. But on my next new one that I am having issues with, I may consider washing the drills instead of trying the glue trick and seeing what happens. Seeing if that might help, because if that's it, then maybe we can help them on that end so that they don't have to, think that it's the perforated plastic. And then, because I know they really like, I personally, I don't know about you guys, maybe an unpopular opinion, I love the perforated plastic idea. I love it. I love not having to use washi tape. I love not having to section things or bother with release papers. Like, I love the perforated plastic. So I want the perforated plastic to work probably more than the next guy. Pretty sure this kit was a Black Friday kit, Rainbow Radiance. Oh, okay. Washing drills sounds tedious. Yes. Yeah, you love the perforation? Me too. I am into it, and I don't want to lose it because I love it so much. I really do. It was a game changer for me personally. And so I don't want to lose them. I do not want to lose them. Now, where did I just, oh, I put it over there. I was like, where did I just put my trinket tray? You love them too, Glory? Yes. They're so good, man. Like I said, I love not having to bother with washi tape or release papers. I mean, I like release papers, don't get me wrong. I like them just as much as the next person, but it's an extra expense. And when you're a baller on a budget, it's not easy to keep replacing release papers. And so I like having basically the release paper built right into the canvas. That's very useful to me. One less expense, I think it's sort of like the same premise as their new trays, their pens, like their twist and pick pens, less, for the new person anyways, less extra things to buy. So kind of love that. Not a fan of the perforation, Shell says. Maybe pick a color, wash half of that color, and leave the other half unwashed. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Control. Gotta have a little bit of a control. I had to move my light so it didn't knock my head on it. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Give it a shot. See what happens. Do a little testing. Little testing, 1, 2, 3. But yeah, other than that, what is up with everybody's Tuesday nights? Are you having any further issues with YouTube? Has everything been okay so far? You can hear me and see me. I know maybe finding me was a little bit trickier than normal, but seems like you guys all found me, so that's good. I did have a whole list of like frequently searched questions like I did the last time, but these are different questions. And I thought we could go over them together and you guys could help me answer some of them in the ways that you do things or the way that you buy things or whatever. It's going to cover a very wide field, just like it did last time. And so I thought, the new person who might be tuning in or watching this later, maybe they'll learn a little something, and we like that. We can help out our fellow diamond painters, new and experienced. I don't want to say old because, nobody wants to be called old. What's up, Desiree? Glad you're here. Scientific method for the win. Yes. You want to be really fancy. Test wash and unwashed along with blow dried versus no blow dry. And alcohol versus no alcohol. Because alcohol is like my favorite way to fix the problem. Because I've always found that, like, even if there are issues with the drills, like, I always seem to be able to make it work with alcohol, but I've found plenty of people who the alcohol trick is not working for them. So I want to have a few other methods to present to people to see if they can, get that method working for them versus having to go and work with, glue. I don't like dealing with the glue. It's messy. It's sometimes difficult to get spread out evenly or thinly. And so I want some other methods where you don't have to bother with that bottle of glue if I can help it. So yeah, I'll have to do some testing with the blow dryer, with not the blow dryer, with the alcohol, not the alcohol, washing the drills, not washing the drills, and see what we get. I wear my sparkle locks proudly. Call me old. I get away with more shit. Yeah. Yep. Ancient. Yes, Sujin. Ancient. What if they're washed, blow dried, and rubbing alcohol white? Then I think we call it a salon and not a diamond painting anymore. That's where I'm getting it. Tape it, Naomi, and have stellar content. Yes, Mary. I shall. Best methods for dealing with glue that's making you angry. Might have to film something other than just a Diamond Art Club kit, though, because I don't want them thinking that I'm like, singling them out or anything. I don't want them to feel like it's, just their problem. Might be just their problem. I don't know. I haven't had any glue issues with anything else yet. Not to say I won't, but okay. So I've got our questions here. Let me grab the first one. Hi, Kylie. Josh is hitting the old cold meds again. Just got my hair colored today. Too much sparkle. You want to get rid of some of the sparkle, huh? Okay, so first question, searched often by beginners. And it looks like focused on the phrasing that people type into Google and in YouTube. How to use a multiplacer in diamond painting. So, funny story, I didn't actually know how to use a multiplacer until sometime in 2023, I think, 2024. I'd never used a multiplacer before, and it was actually my daughter, and I've told this before, but I'm going to tell it again, bears repeating. My daughter, who was like, "Hey, Mom, have you seen this thing?" And I was like, "What's that?" She goes, "It's a multiplacer. It's so that you can place more than one diamond at a time." And I was like, "What is this witchcraft?" And so I picked it. My first one was actually the 4-placer from Diamond Art Club. Let me grab one. The 4-placer was the first one that I used, which was one that came with my Diamond Art Club kit. And then you also get a 7-placer with the Diamond Art Club kit, though you get many different varieties of multiplacer. My least favorites are these ones, the clear ones that are very wide. When you compare it to how thin this multiplacer is, like, I feel like the drills end up going in there sideways. And so these clear ones, I don't really care for those. Leave my hot mug of NyQuil alone. Oh my gosh. So when it comes to regular multiplacers, depending on if you're going to start small with a 4-placer, a little larger with a 7-placer, or you want to be really brave and adventurous and go get yourself something like a 10-placer from Diamond Art Club, which I know I have one somewhere. Where did I put it? I probably put it away because I don't use it, honestly. They're way too flimsy, and they turn into an IUD after a while for me because I bend the crap out of them. Either way, you can get them very short and you can get them very, very long. I don't use up to I think 15 placers. Skip those plastic monstrosities altogether. they're not too bad. The problem is that because I'm such a hard placer, they turn into a dented mess after a very short time. So like this one, I think I used on, I don't know, maybe 2 diamond paintings, and you can see it's chewed up really badly because I'm such a hard placer. That's Ghost in there, by the way. So anyways, when you're using a multi-placer for the first time, get a pen, and we'll go ahead and play around with the twist and pick pen from Diamond Art Club. Now you can put your putty in these just like you would with metal multi-placers. I personally prefer the metal multi-placer from Diamond Art Club because they're thin, they're metal, and they last much longer for me. But let me get my little putty pad out of here. We'll go ahead and put a darker putty in here so it's easier to see. So just like with a single placer that you can just go stab into your putty or your wax or whatever, you can also stab with your multi-placer. So you stab into the putty or wax. Here we go. You get yourself enough in there so that it's not overflowing, but it's like kind of level with the top. You might have to fill it a few times because these sort of have a reservoir in them. You can see how it's going down in there. Found good cheap square metal ones on AliExpress. 8 placers and singles, about $6 Australian. Nice. Did I get your email? Hi, Amalia, you made it finally. Welcome. Welcome. Of course, I started with the biggest one. Big mistake. Yeah, people do that. That definitely happens. But yeah, you want it to be flat against the top there, but you want to make sure it's full so that you don't have to keep trying to refill it. Okay. So if we're going to just start with something small, like a 4-placer, obviously you're going to put whatever your color is in here. For this instance, we're going to use a drill that I don't need many in a row, right? And Desiree, I will check my email later tonight. I'm sure I did. I probably just got sidetracked and autismed and then decided to not respond back for whatever reason because I got sidetracked. So what I do is I do have one spot here where I can go ahead and pick up 4 in a row. Sometimes you can actually get more than what this is meant for, especially with squares. But while you're just learning, you just pick up make sure that they're, especially on a Diamond Art Club canvas, that they're tight together, that they're not like big gaps and spaces in between. And you go ahead and I like to pick the top, whatever the top one is, and then rock backward to the bottom one. So I will go down and then rock back to the bottom one, and then you boop, let go. And there they are. They're on there. Now you also, if you're really tricky and you want to be a little fancy, you can actually single place with your multi-placer. That's what I like to do. Or not even just single placing, you can multi-place like this 2 and then a 1, and you can put down the 1 first and then the 2 second, and then boom. Or conversely, what I like to do with my multi-placers is when I'm single placing, I go 1 on one side and 1 on the other, and then I will single place 1 and then the second one. And there you go. It's very, very easy to use. These things they are lifesavers for time. And I typically recommend you don't have to start as small as the 4-placer, but definitely you want to start small and work your way up. Small for you could be a 6-placer or 7-placer, but get those things out of your kits and give them a try because they're very, very handy. Look at that. Taught you how to use a multi-placer. And you can buy them. You can get them in plastic, thin plastic. You can get them in steel or metal, like from Diamond Art Club, but they can be purchased other places than Diamond Art Club. I believe it's cat eared has some that are thin and metal, like the Diamond Art Club ones. You can get them with threaded ends, meaning it would be something you'd screw into your pen. Or you can get them with just, like you just put them in the bottom of your pen. Like where'd you go? There you are. There's one with a threaded end, but this one is like, it's got a flat, like smooth end that you put into your pen. You can also get them 3D printed. Cat-eared singles are the best, Kylie says. But yeah, you can get them either, bad drill. You can get them either 3D printed, other plastic. You can get them in metal. You can get very, very, very many varieties. So you might have to try out a few different kinds to see which one that you like the best. My personal favorites are the Diamond Art Club single placer and the Diamond Art Club multi placers, personally. But you can see the bending on mine, how it kind of looks like it's because I rock probably when I use my multi-placer. I'm just afraid of breaking the 3D printed ones, which is why I haven't purchased any yet. But yeah, after a while, this kind does tend to wear down. Diamond Art Club has designed a new one where it's like got a bracket that actually stabilizes it a little bit better so it doesn't bend. My daughter just said she loved your pen. Oh, thank you. This one is from Diamond Pen Pal, and it's the Satura pen. It glows in the dark, too. This white part in here, that glows in the dark. It's my favorite. Wonder if I have a hard time showing on the, when I'm doing live streams showing the glow in the dark, but when I do my videos, I can show the glow in the dark because, yeah, that white part in there, that actually glows. And thank you, Amalia's kiddo. And hello. But yeah, I want to try out the new kind that Diamond Art Club sells, but they don't they don't have like a specific they still have the old kind, and so they're not necessarily putting the new kind in until they run out of the old kind, or they're like mixing them in. Some people have the new kind, some people have the old kind. I want one of the new ones though. That's what I want, but we'll see. Brenda, late to the party. You're never late to the party, girl. You got too many little ones. Rocking horse leg. That, Mary. Very that. Okay, next searched question. How to load wax in a diamond painting pen. Well, I kind of just showed you how to load putty, which is about the same thing as wax, into a diamond painting pen. But if you're using like the regular pink wax, which do I have some sitting around here somewhere? Maybe. Probably not like easily. Oh, I do. Hold on. I got one that's like easily accessible right here. I got an old like toolkit. So we've got your pink wax, and I think I've got just a cheapy pen up here that I can use for. Here we go. Yes. Okay. Sorry if I'm shaking anything. All right. So I have a stylus that I've not used for anything. When it comes to wax, if you're just doing a single placer, I showed you how to do putty. That's the same thing with wax as it is with the putty. But when you're doing the waxes, make sure it doesn't have a plastic film on it. And you stab it just like that. And hopefully the wax comes out when you stab it, but helps when you're there. And that is how you load the pen. You just stab the wax. Lots of fun. If you're using one of the Diamond Art Club twist and pick pens, like I just had, those actually are preloaded with putty. Yeah, take off the clear plastic cover. Very important. A lot in Discord having trouble. I suggested they just try using the link. Yeah. Now she wants it. Okay, Amalia. Diamond Pen Pal has some of the most amazing pens. They may still actually have the Satura available in a smaller size. Diamond Pen Pal. Now with the twist and pick pens, if I get the, there we go. This one actually, like if you twist it down, it actually fills it to the bottom for you after you've twisted and twisted. Now, if you do twist too much, the putty will come out the end. So you kind of have to like wipe the little like putty nipple off the end of it. I said putty nipple. That's right. You heard it here, folks, putty nipple. And then you should be able to use it after you bring the putty down to the end. Now, I don't use these kinds of pens, these little dinky ones, because I have carpal tunnel and they flare my carpal tunnel up really badly, really quickly. Also, I don't like the fact that sometimes, like if you're putting pressure on the pen, the putty will start to like leak out of the end. And then I get putty on my canvas like I just did there, which makes me angry. So I don't use these for a number of reasons, but primary to which is the fact that I have carpal tunnel and it makes my fingers tingle. We don't like that. Hello, Lola's Craft Corner. I hope you're having a great day. But yeah, so that's pretty much how you do it. It's not really too difficult. But I don't, like I said, I don't use wax. I use putty in my multi-placer, and then I use the Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily for my single placer. This is like a glue dot, but it's a liquid glue dot. So I do have a video on how to use Ghost. If you want to go check out down in the description, there should be a link to the video. But as you can see, it's a liquid that goes solid. And actually, this is what it looks like when it dries in the bottle. When you don't use it fast enough, it does turn clear. I didn't throw this away because essentially now that it's dry, I do use it like a glue dot, but I kind of build my own glue dot out of it. So don't throw away your Ghost if it dries in the container. It is still usable in that form. Sometimes a little easier to use even if you don't want to worry about loading Ghost into your pens and your tips. You can let it dry and then load it after it's dried. Very handy stuff. See, you're lucky, Amalia, because I use basically like 3 pens. I don't use more than like 3 pens. So at least it won't be a bunch of pens you'll be buying. It's just like trays and diamond paintings. Those are the big ones. Because I do enjoy trays. Yes, putty nipple, Corinne, you heard it. Next search one, best light pad size for diamond painting. So light pads, I don't use one generally. That is not to say that they are not a useful tool. I use an overhead lamp. Like I just have a desk lamp here. Here, I'll lift you up a little bit and show you. This is my desk lamp. It says I love diamond painting on it. It's got all my stickers and things. I just use a desk lamp. But light pads are very useful for a lot of reasons. Like if I have poor lighting, the size that I recommend is actually about the size of a college rule notebook, like college rule paper notebook, right? This size. And I feel like this is the A3, A2. Wait, A3. I think this is the A3. Yeah, send her away. I can't afford her addiction and mine. Wonder if Ghost in one of the DAC pens, but let it dry in there for single placing twist. I bet it would work. I'm sure it would. I think this is the A3 because the A4 is much smaller. It's like half this size. And then the A3, which is, like I said, the size of like a college ruled notebook, like a lined notebook that you flip the paper instead of like spiral notebook. It's college ruled where it attaches at the top. This is the size that I think is good. Now, other people may use larger or smaller than this, especially if they have it tilted up and they're using it basically as the surface to diamond paint on. I am not one of those people. I like this because I can slip it underneath my diamond painting and then it will definitely work for the square that I'm working on right then. It's not going to have like a shelf that I have to worry about because I work only on a 10 by 10 square at a time, or 4" by 4", 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. And so like definitely this works for that size. But I can also kind of look back at my other square that I just worked on to see if there's any huge gapping. Sounds like my daughter, both of our addictions are hurting my wallet, kids. Yeah, Lola. This is why I'm glad I have adult kids, and one of them doesn't live at home anymore. The other does not care at all about diamond painting, thankfully. But yeah, this is, I think, the A3 size. You can get them at Art Dot, but you can get them from a lot of other places too. Go check your Amazon store. If you are shopping at Art Dot and you're on their main website, you can use my code at Art Dot to save 10%. You are by no means obligated to use my code, but this is what it is over at Art Dot, NAO10, and that's NA, the letter O, the number 1 and 0. And yeah, you can save yourself 10% off of your total purchase at Art Dot. I like to save my money for Art Dot for storage. I am kind of a storage person. I like having lots of different kinds of storage, lots of different sets. Oh my gosh, you guys, that reminds me. Talk about balling on a budget. All right, so I went to my local Five Below last week, and I was actually looking for a new mouse pad. I needed to get a new mouse pad because the jelly stuff in my mouse pad like legitimately blew out of the end of it. So it was all like that sticky gummy stuff because there's like gel in there. So I got this really cute mouse pad with strawberries on it from Five Below. But while I was there, they had tons of diamond painting stuff. And check it out. I found a diamond painting storage case over at the Five Below. $5, okay, for this storage case. And let me cover this for a second. I was really surprised. Now, if you have something that's under 30 colors, because it has 30 storage jars, but okay, I obviously haven't opened it yet, but let's see what is inside of here, because I haven't even opened it for our $5 that I spent. And it's a nice black zippered case. It's canvas material. It's blue around the edges. Let me scoot you back a little. I bought one off of Temu and it was half that size. Oh no, I hate when that happens. Hate when that happens. It's got a nice like strap on it. I just said strap on. Whoop, sorry. Has a nice strap with the bag, and inside it has 30 of the normal bottle sizes from Art Dot. Like this is an Art Dot bottle, and this is the bottle that I got out of there. In fact, is it a little? It's a little taller, just slightly taller than an Art Dot bottle. Interesting. It's like one extra screw of the screw, but it includes 30 bottles. And this is now one thing I will say. I have sensory issues. I know a lot of people do. And the foam that is inside of the Art Dot container like this, that's like a 40, a 60 or whatever, is like that styrofoam. This is foam, like actual foam that you would put, it's foam. It's foam. I like that. It doesn't make squeaky sounds when I touch it. It doesn't make squeaky sounds when I take the bottles in and out of that. That's worth $5 by itself to me. Honestly. Yeah, Lola. It's actually pretty. I mean, the diamond paintings that they have there, I'll admit it's all a lot of freestyle art. It's not a lot of gridded art. So if you like doing stickers and coasters and that sort of thing, it's a lot of that. There are a few that are actually like gridded diamond paintings, and they're rounds. I didn't see any squares there. The outside is just a canvas material, like a canvas bag. Just canvas. Nothing, like, it doesn't feel scratchy or gross. It's just a canvas bag. And then also included, let's see, we get a little funnel. It's a round funnel. I like that because the Art Dot one is square. And I don't know about you guys. Let me see if I can put my Art Dot funnel. It's blue and it's square shaped. And I never understood the square shape because when you open it, it's all bent funky. But yeah, you get a little round rubber funnel. That's pretty cool. You get a bunch of round dot stickers for the lids, a couple sheets of round dot stickers. This is all for $5, you guys. You get a bunch of styluses. Now, I would never use these personally, but you get a single placer on one side and a multi-placer on the other. And it looks like varying sizes. And then you get one with an angled placer. That's a good deal for $5 for a person who's just buying their first diamond painting stuff. You get a pair of little baby-sized murder tweezers. Can I tell you what I like about these murder tweezers? They're not actually murder tweezers. They're flat. They're flat on the end. Now, they're a little flimsy. Like you can see, these are pretty flimsy. So that is one thing that's not great about them. They're kind of cheap. But I do like that it's flat on the bottom because sometimes those can be too pointy and it doesn't do you any good. Okay, you get a bag of baggies. You also get a little blue boat, just a regular little, instead of green, it's even smaller than the green boats, a little tiny blue boat. Okay, and you also get a little blue, like, set of waxes. And then this giant tray for $5 from Five Below. That's actually pretty impressive, I think. I don't know what you guys think, but I definitely think that's pretty awesome. My comments decided to stall on me, so let me go back into YouTube and find the videos. I can read your comments again. There we go. Let's get over here. Sometimes, I swear. Try this again. There we go. Now I'm back with you. I think, yeah, there we go. There we go. I need that for working on minis at work. Shell, yes. Absolutely. Have you ever tried ink pad storage, round carousel and flat? I have not, Desiree. I'm so curious to know if they would work for storing trays. I like working from trays. And so I've been told that ink pad storage is a good idea. Like the ink pads that I used to get when I worked with Stampin' Up. Time for a Five Below run with a stop at Hobby Lobby. There you go, Corinne. I skewered my hand on murder tweezers. Oh no. That's not good. You don't want to be skewering hands. You do not want to be skewering hands. But yeah, for $5, that's a really good deal, I think. I mean, if I were just starting out, and that was kind of my, like, either A, I was thinking like, okay, use it for minis, and just picking out, like, if I'm going to do, let's say, I'm going to do the butterfly edition or something like that. There are definitely more than 30 colors in this particular paint gem, right? But I thought, okay, so what I could do is pick out only like one or two, right? And then figure out what colors I need for one or two of these, pick those out of here, and then put them in the bottles and work it that way. I thought that could absolutely work for that. Or I could set it up where if I'm working on, let's say, I don't know, some larger paintings and I have a bunch of specials that I want to use, like I could have it marked like these are specials for whatever kit and these are specials for whatever kit and these are what, but 30 is a good number. It's a really good number. So depending on how many colors that your miniature kit has that you're going to work on, it definitely works for a little mini kit for that. And I feel like so many people are more into the craft of doing things like stickers and coasters and things like that that have less than the less than 30 colors, like absolutely useful. I like it. Okay. That was not a bad deal. Not a bad deal for $5 from Five Below for sure. I'm into it. Holy crap, there's 65 people in the chat. Hello, 64 people. Thank you for taking my question. Pretty impressive how you were able to I try. I really try. I'm going to go check out Five Below tomorrow. You're the second person that found it there, so not a fluke. Great. Well, oh, thank you, Glory. The Tim Holtz ones would work the best for tray storage. Deeper. Oh, deeper. Okay. Yes, Shelby. The most important thing to when skewered by murder tweezers is to avoid bleeding on our expensive ass canvases. Definitely. I have 360 slot ink pad towers filled with various trays. Oh, just pay attention to the sides of the slots. I like it. I was actually pulling my hand away from the murder mittens coming in. Oh no. Yes, thank you, Abby. Please remember to support the channel by gently smashing or gently tapping the like button. You can smash it as hard as you like, or you can gently tap it, boop it, bop it, twist it, pull it, whatever you like to do it with the like button in the comfort of your own home is your own business. And yes, consider subscribing if you are not already. Yes, I think Desiree is in. No, maybe not. Desiree, are you in the Discord? I forget. But anyways, interesting. Okay, so I liked that. I liked the Five Below storage. That was very useful stuff. And we'll definitely I might have to go pick up a couple more of them because like honestly, $5 is so cheap. So cheap. Okay. Well, all right. Let's look for our next like frequently searched question. How about, do you need a roller for diamond painting? Do you need a roller? Well, so need is very subjective, okay? When it comes to anything for diamond painting, need is a very subjective thing because some people absolutely do need a roller. I am not one of those people. If you don't know what a roller is, they're also sometimes called a brayer. This is a roller or brayer, whatever you want to call it. The reason that I do like the brayer is because the brayer allows you to make sure that your drills are down on the canvas. So if you are doing a square canvas and you have some drills that are maybe popping or whatever, if you use your brayer on them, then you know that they're stuck down. If you're a really gentle placer, which I am not, you can also make sure that your diamonds are stuck down when you use the roller or brayer for that. But generally, I would say I don't ever pull this thing out, honestly. I don't find a need for them, but others find them highly useful. I just don't happen to be one of them. The pop is so satisfying. It is. Them crunchies. I use a roller after every square, especially if there are a lot of 310, because I can't see if they're angled. That's fair. Yeah, and see, there are people that absolutely use them after every square. I do not, but it is all subjective. So do you need one? If you need one, then you should definitely get one. Try one out. They're often, when you buy like the cheaper toolkits on Amazon, oftentimes a brayer or roller is included with that. So, check out maybe buying one of the cheaper toolkits that you can get on Amazon, and it will more than likely have one with it, and you can check one out for yourself. Also noticed that the new Diamond Design Company miniatures, their new toolkits, you guys, are comprehensive. There's a lot in a Diamond Design Company toolkit now. If you're getting the newer kits, I know for sure that they're pretty rad, and I know that it has a roller in those. So, something to think about. Recently, hi CPPWV. I recently started diamond painting, and the first one I got was from Five Below, and the sticky on the canvas has gone away. Is there anything I can do to make it sticky again? CPP, yes, there are things that you can do. It just kind of depends on what the issue is with the sticky. Now, if the sticky has dried out, what I do for canvases where it seems like that sticky has dried out, I have isopropyl alcohol. This is 91% isopropyl alcohol in a spray bottle. And what I do, hi Bree Dye Bernal. I hope I read that right. I have isopropyl alcohol in a spray bottle. And then what I do is I move the plastic back on whatever the canvas happens to be. I spray it down, and you don't have to go like, you don't want to soak it, right? But you don't not want to soak it also. You kind of want to go like start light and work your way up. But the alcohol in it should reinvigorate the glue and turn it back into kind of a liquidy form. After I spray it, I put the plastic back down so that I can kind of smooth it out and make sure that it's getting to all areas of the section that I'm working on. I peel the plastic back again, and then I kind of wave my hand over it and let that alcohol evaporate. You're going to want to give it a good, probably 5, maybe 2 to 3 to 5 minutes. It just kind of depends. If you're trying to stick the drills down and they're not sticking, it might not be dry enough yet. Give it some more time. If for whatever reason you've tried the alcohol method, you've waited for it to dry, that is still absolutely not working for you in any way, shape, or form, you can also get dot stick. This is from Hobby Lobby, but you can get dot stick on Amazon because I've seen it on Amazon. This is from Diamond Dots brand specifically. It's got the DD on it, Diamond Dots. And this stuff you can use, it's glue, basically. It's dotting adhesive. And you're going to want to make sure it says dotting adhesive. You're not going to want to use super glue or tacky glue or Mod Podge. I mean, you could probably use Mod Podge. It's not going to work as well. It might not stay on. That's why I recommend looking for a dotting adhesive specifically. And then once you've gotten this, it's pretty thin. Like you can see, it's pretty thin in there. And so you want to kind of, they have these cheap, just a moment. On the end, okay, here we go. In some kits, they have this straightening tool. I actually use this to spread the glue out. So when you put a dot, and you really only need a dot goes a long way. You put a dot of glue on the canvas, and then I use my straightening tool to spread that out evenly on the canvas. And these things work really well. But you could use the edge of a card, or you could fold over like parchment paper. You could fold over to make an edge, and then smooth it out that way, because that won't stick to the canvas glue. But if the alcohol spray trick doesn't work, some people also have said that they use a hair dryer setting on low, but with heat, obviously, to try and reinvigorate the glue. You could try that as well. I wouldn't go like full ham on hot with a hair dryer, but you could give it a try if that doesn't work. So there's 3 methods that you could try. Oh, Bree and Eddie, I can read. Bree, Eddie, Bernal. Oh, That makes way more sense. I use a rolling pin to apply extra pressure to my finished sections if I feel like the glue needs a little bit more help. Yes, Shell, I agree. I definitely agree. And so, yeah, there's 3 methods that you could try. If none of those work, I mean, I don't know why the dotting adhesive wouldn't work. You're essentially putting your own glue on the canvas. So, if that doesn't work, then there's something really wrong. It's probably the wrong kind of dotting adhesive if it's not working for that. But 3 methods to try. I typically go alcohol first. I'm not a drunk, I promise. I'm sober. But I work with the alcohol first, and then I switch over to other methods if the alcohol doesn't work first. That's been my saving grace on so many canvases. Okay, next frequently searched question: how to fix crooked drills? Okay. So fixing crooked drills, like I don't run into that problem as often because I fix as I go. Like I'm straightening my drills as I go along, and I often don't have that issue. And then working with round and squares can be very different. Uh a Diamond Art Club canvas is so very tight in their squares that it would be really hard to take a straightening tool like this and fit it in between the squares. It can be done, but more or less than you're just creating a gap, you're not fixing a gap. So when it comes to like crooked drills, typically where people like to start, if you have an issue with crooked drills, is you're going to do what's called checkerboarding. I don't have a section in here that's, well, actually I do. Give me a second here. It would be where you single place the drills, meaning you're not going to use a multi-placer. And you essentially, just like a checkerboard, you go every other square. If you're running into a lot of issues with your drills not being straight, that way you can lay them directly into the square that you're working on. You know that you're hitting it straight on. You're not having any issues. And then when you're ready to lay down in between that checkerboarding, it's going to lay straighter. So starting out with checkerboarding, if the checkerboarding method is not your jam, which it really isn't for me, there are other things that you can do where, like, as you're going along and you're finishing, you can actually use this straightening tool to kind of push your squares over, make sure that they're lined up in those squares, etc. But when you do the checkerboarding method, it tends to fix the problem because when you're laying stuff down, it's like fitting it into place with the ones that were already there. I don't know if you can see it with the glare. Let me look here. Not really. Okay, let's see if I can move this so you can actually see the checkerboarding. All right, we'll hold, please. I can fix my camera. Yeah, go with the easiest and least aggravating option for you. Very true. Okay, let me move my camera in because it will. This one. There we go. Okay, I moved your way in. Right here, you can see that I've checkerboarded on that specific spot. And this way, you know that you are, that's kind of buried by my name. There we go. Right there. You can see that I've done some checkerboarding where it looks like a checkerboard, right? And this tends to fix a lot of issues when it comes to either rounds or squares. This is sort of like the beginner method for straightening drills, right? Where it's in this checkerboard pattern. When you're doing that, like I said, it ensures that you're laying them straight down, you're staying inside of the grid, and then when you lay the others, it'll sort of self-straighten. You can use the straightening tool, like see this line here along the side. If this was not straight, you could take your straightening tool and actually put it against that. There are also rulers that you can buy. I don't have them. I don't use them. I don't like them personally. But you can use rulers, and the rulers will also back it up again. The rulers will also help you. Some of them have like a zigzag where you can lay like two, 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 two. That takes too long for me. That would drive me nuts. But you can do it that way too. Or there's other rulers where it essentially forces you to checkerboard, or it's just basically giving you a straight edge to lay against. But yeah, those are some methods that you can use to straighten out your drills if you're having issues with crooked drills. But like Mary says, chronically myself, go with the easiest and least aggravating option for you. That's always the best thing to do. Oh, okay. How to make drills stick better. Well, we kind of covered that. Ooh, how to flatten a rolled canvas. There's lots of ways I feel like that things get mailed to us from companies that are really aggravating. My number one recommendation, and I say this constantly, and I will shout it from the rooftops. I never recommend ironing a canvas if you do not know how to iron a silk shirt. Because the premise is there as far as being able to mess it up royally and not being able to save it. You could burn it. You could start a fire. If you don't know how to actually iron a shirt, I do not recommend ironing a canvas. That could cause some big, big, big problems, and you don't want that. That being said, first and foremost, most poured glue canvases have what's called double poured glue. And so with your plastic that's on here, generally, if you're noticing that it's curling, if you peel the plastic back to the middle of the canvas and then lay it back down again, oftentimes that'll take a lot of the curl out of it. But if your canvas has arrived folded, sometimes you really can't get those creases out of a diamond painting. You could put it down and lay a bunch of books on it. You could put it, in between two mattresses, I suppose. But if you lay on those, then you could curl it even more, I suppose. Honestly, it just kind of depends on the quality of the canvas, where it's coming from. But generally, if it's poured glue and you just lay it flat and leave it there, it will flatten out over time. Or if you peel back the plastic to the midway point and then lay it back down, that also tends to take some of the curl out of it. But yeah, I would not ever recommend ironing a canvas unless you've done it. Sometimes you could take it like on a like pants hanger or something like that, bring it into your bathroom with you when you take a hot shower and steam it out so that it kind of relaxes the canvas and the glue a little bit. So yeah, like light steaming the back. But you also don't want to get your canvas super wet. So, because then you're definitely going to have to wait for it to dry before you do anything with it. But steaming can work as long as you're going to let it dry out afterward. Or there's another method, rolling it the other direction, like rolling it the opposite way that it came in. And then that sometimes will take the curl out as well. Thank you, Shelby. I find that listening to Naomi is usually right. Yay! I just kitted up the canvas you're working on. Nice, diamond painting nurse. This is my Black History Month kit. I'm very excited about her. I've got about 3 rows left. But yeah, otherwise, I really, really discourage people from that, because there's a lot of no offense to younger people, there's a lot of younger people who've never used an iron a day in their lives and don't understand that, like, you need to put a towel down, you need to make sure that it's on the lowest setting, you need to understand that there's plastic and glue involved in this, and you might just ruin it or burn it, or I don't know. It's not good if you've never ironed anything in your life to try and start ironing things by ironing a diamond painting. I definitely would not recommend that. But you could do it if you wanted to. Naomi is my spirit animal. Oh, thank you. I want to be as cool as her when I'm 10 years older than me. Oh, Dak told me to iron the back when it was creased really bad. I was like, okay, I'm glad I know what I'm doing with an iron. Yeah. So about that, there was a content creator who was also recommended by other content creators and a company to go ahead and iron the creases out. And they had never used an iron before and then burnt the canvas, which was a shame. It was a crying shame, but she was also a young person and probably had never ironed anything before. So, like, if you're skilled with an iron and you know what you're doing and you know it's got to be on low heat, you got to put something protective down in between it. But telling somebody who's never used an iron before to go ahead and iron a canvas, yeesh. Because I've also had issues where there are simply ripples that just, I can show you an example. Actually, I had one canvas recently that I received. But the last it was. Let me just go ahead and put these drills away too, so I don't dump those on the floor because your girl is a klutz. Yep. There was a canvas that I had received that had like ripples. I don't know how to explain it. It had a crease that just wouldn't come out. And let me grab her. Dropping stuff too while I'm at it. Okay, so this one in particular, you can see that on the side here, there's this like crease that would not come out. There were a couple different places where it shows up, and no matter what I did to this canvas, it just did not come out. Ignore the dog hair. That just happens in my house. And one particular crease like legitimately goes across the whole canvas. And this is not something that I have had happen with this company before. That being said, it didn't really affect like the way that they are on the canvas, but you can definitely feel in here that it does have a ripple right where that ripple is. You can feel it on this side. And so I did have to like be a little bit careful on how I laid the drills in. And so, they went in there. It was on, but yeah, there's this like ripple couple places in the back that just won't come out, but it didn't really overall, it didn't affect its ability to keep the drills on the glue. So I wasn't too worried about it. Yeah, Zoo's Meat says silk settings and procedure would be best practice. Again, I haven't tried myself, but that seems safest. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, if you don't know how to iron a silk shirt, might not want to worry about playing around with irons. I'd be worried direct heat might have that's the thing too. And the other problem with regard to like heat settings on canvases is like if you've already laid down drills, you want to make sure that those drills are resin and not acrylic because acrylic melts at very low heat. So if you're trying to iron those out with drills on it after you've already completed the canvas, yikes, you don't want to do that. And so sometimes some ripples or creases you will never be able to get out. And as long as it doesn't affect your overall experience, then it should be fine. You just have to be a little bit more careful about when it's in that sort of divot or whatever that you're making sure that they're rolled out or laid down really well. When I frame, it's going to be a bitch. Yes, very that. Very much that. So yeah, you just gotta like again, if you trust yourself with an iron and you are an adult person or even a young person who has done so before, by all means, I would just make sure before you do it that you know what you're doing. I'm not ever going to tell a novice person to just go iron a canvas. I don't think it would be the best idea. But, some people will do what they want to anyways, and that's all right too. Depends on how expensive you would like that particular lesson to be. I've dropped mine several times. Glad to know it's not just a newbie. Nope, sure isn't. Oh my God, can I tell you? I think probably once a painting, I will drop drills on like whole tray full of drills on the floor. I've got active hands when I speak, and so that also doesn't help. Okay, next frequently searched question. Can you use glue on a diamond painting? Well, so glue is on a diamond painting. However, it's a specific type of glue. It's not just like Elmer's or super glue or Gorilla Glue or Mod Podge. Like it's a specific type of adhesive. Some people that I know are allergic to adhesives, and it can cause allergy issues for some people because of the type of adhesive that it is. But you're not just going to be able to go throw Elmer's white glue on a canvas and then have the drills stick to the canvas. When you do have to add glue, like I said earlier, you're going to want to make sure that it says dotting adhesive, and they're also not all created equally. Some dotting adhesives that you can get from companies on Amazon, they're cheaper, not just less expensive, but a cheaper glue, which is runnier or just doesn't hold as well. And so just make sure that when you are buying some sort of adhesive, that it is a dotting adhesive, not just like this is Elmer white glue, because it's probably not going to work for you. I think I get what they're asking now, maybe more DIY. Yeah, probably. And when it comes to like sealant, not all canvases require a sealant. Some definitely do. Typically, if you're doing a project like coasters or stickers or something that might get more heavy use out of it, like where you're actually doing something other than just hanging it up somewhere, yeah, you might need to use a sealant in that instance. And that also is not glue. Sealant is, well, I suppose it could be like Mod Podge. I don't use Mod Podge for sealing personally. I prefer Minwax polycrylic high gloss because it doesn't take the shine out of the diamonds. I brush it on very thin, and it keeps the drills from popping off, but it also does not dull the shine, which is what I'm really worried about. And I've found in the past that using Mod Podge does leave like a residue almost or a cloudiness to the drills. So if it's a sealant question, then I definitely recommend, if you're going to use Minwax polycrylic, make sure that if you're going to seal something though, that it's not going to affect your warranty on the product, because I do know that if you seal a Diamond Art Club, it will void your warranty. It's important to not accidentally lay your arm in the canvas. I do that really often. A border of washi tape protects your arm from the edge overflow that is on most. Yes, thank you, Shelby. Drills and whiskers. I had an issue with glue on one painting and no drills would stick to a small section. And I didn't have any dotting adhesive, so I used Tombow mono adhesive, the runner tape. Oh, okay, interesting. Mod Podge now has a diamond painting format. Oh, well, and see, I haven't used Hi, Marianne. I haven't used Mod Podge in ages, so good to know. And I actually have a couple of different things too, where like if I was just going to be working on, let's say, a coaster or something like that, I do have a double-sided like tape roller where it legitimately it dispenses like white out with those like little roller dealies. I have one of those that has double-sided tape, and then I also have a roll of, it looks like duct tape, but it is double-sided adhesive. Like it's double-sided tape. So you could, in a pinch, also use double-sided tape if you wanted to. There's lots of methods that you can do, though. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. You could DIY the crap out of diamond painting, honestly. All right, let's see. Next frequently searched is best trays. Ooh, this is a loaded question. Mod Podge has really branched out to insert dad joke here, cover pretty much everything. It's nice. Love a good dad joke. Trays. Wow. The debate over trays is endless. I have a couple of favorites myself. You can honestly get away with a very simple tray. I used a very simple teeny tiny tray for years. Just your regular old, tray from an early Diamond Art Club kit. This clear one. I used to use this for probably 40 or 50 paintings before I upgraded to something more large, something with larger sides, something a little more fancy, something more like this one here, which is 3D printed. And the tray war starts. Yes, it's honestly a preference thing. Popcorn. Eat the popcorn. Buckle in. 100% stand by the OG Yellow Dog designs being the absolute best trays ever, says Shell. And Shell makes her own trays, right? Don't you make your own trays? My favorite is cat proof. So diamond painting trays, holy crap, they come in a million varieties. Everything from your basic, tray like this here. You can go with a cat-proof tray. Cat-proof trays have a really cool, I love their lids. They have a very cool, like Tupperware style lid. It has a corner spout with the tiniest little cat paw on it, which is the cutest little thing ever. That's how you know it's cat proof. It also says cat proof trays on the back. There's cat proof trays. This one is from Ephemera 3D. It's called the Deep Six. My other very favorite tray is from Firefly. This is the Switch Mini Max. It's a large one. I have big old man hands, so I like a large tray. Shell, you're supposed to say your own. Yes, but I will never achieve the perfection that Yellow Dog did. Oh, I've only just started down the DP hole, but I've been printing mine to test what I like. There you go. So this one in particular, it has a removable trash tray, which I love. This one doesn't actually have like the washi tape hack, but you can get the washi tape hack. This one has an open and close pour spout. Looks like a whistle on the bottom side that you can open and close the pour spout. I love the width of it. I love the height of the walls on a Switch Mini Max. In fact, I normally would be using this one, but I just happen to have the Ephemera out tonight. So this is an example of a Firefly cat-proof tray. We've got your Creations Morin trays, which have this like removable stopper that you can just stick back in and out on the end, but it still has the regular pour spout. It also has the removable lid. You get the washi tape hack here on the end. Honestly, there are so many different kinds, trays. I could go on and on and on. This is the doggy design. It's not, it's Yellow Dog Designs design, but it is done by Ditsy's Diamond Den. This is the doggy design tray with a removable lid. It has a couple of different stoppers that you can use, either the flat stopper or this stopper here, which you can use either one that you want to. That one, there's also Bella Art Diamonds. Bella Art Diamonds is sort of like a cat proof, where it has a pour spout on the side, but they do have one that has a spout right here. There's, let's see, well, Ephemera also does their totem. There's Bistro, not Bistro. Why do I always do that? Bijou Bliss. There's Bijou Bliss, which has magnets in the lid and in the tray so that you can, if you want to, you can put your lid on the bottom while you're working and keep your tray lid out of the way, or it has magnets inside of the stopper so that you can put your stopper in and out and not worry about losing that. That's from Bijou. There's this one from Flowa Designs. I love the fact that it has the spout that kind of leads everything down to the side at an angle. It does have the washi tape hack, but it's rounded. I mean, magnets, how do they work? Well, apparently, according to some people, if you put them in water, they stop working. Yes, tape the end to stack drills better. Yes, if you're using a tray that does not already have like sort of this washi tape hack, you can use washi tape on the ends of trays, and it helps to keep your drills, like here's example. If you're not sure what a washi tape hack is, you can put washi tape on the end of your tray. And then when you are working on your diamond painting, it gets those excess ones out of your way so that you can just access the actual drills themselves. Pretty handy. Trash compartment is useful. Yes, Bijou Bliss trays the most for me, but OG Tiny DAC trays with stoppers and Firefly come in second. Oh, small trays. But yeah, very cool. There's, you know, you can go like your bog standard from Art Dot, which is very much like a cat proof tray, but this is an Art Dot tray. No cats allowed. These are stackable. They're like, they have these clips on the side where you can actually like put multiples next to each other. I mean, I could go on and on. This is the totem from Ephemera 3D. And this one in particular, it is from Mary Morales, year one. But this one is cool because the totem has two removable trash trays. You can take these out if you want or leave the trash trays in, but there's those. This area here is actually for putting your drills into. I'll show you. You can put your drills in here. And then as you're working on your diamond painting, you close this back up. And this part here is a screw, okay? And as you can see right there, it's closed, but you can unscrew this like so to open it up, and you can actually feed however many drills that you would like to out of it, okay? And then when you're ready, you can close this back down if you want. And then you don't have to, if you're a color blocker, you don't have to have all of those drills in your way. They're in here. So I don't have to have all of those drills in my tray. Okay. And then you can work on your diamond painting. You can open this back up and you can give yourself more drills if you want to. I love that a lot. Close it back down. And then when you're done with a color, you open that back up and you tap them back down into the bottom. Okay. You screw this back closed. This part opens up again. And then this bit right here, it actually comes off and it comes with a pour spout. So you put your pour spout in there. You put your lid back on. That's really important. And then you can go ahead and put this back into whatever storage that you use. Make sure there's none in there. There are not. You can then if you want to put this back away, I love the totem. Now, the person, Ephemera 3D, that created this, his wife is a diamond painter, and he created the totem for her, which is pretty darn cool, I think. So yeah, this is called the totem. This is from Ephemera 3D if you want to try something new and a little different and innovative. Thank you for explaining the washi tape hack in the comments while I was explaining this tray. Appreciate it, Shell. But yeah, the totem is really slick. Otherwise, my favorite from them is the Deep Six. Now, this Deep Six, let me get these drills out of the way for a second. The Deep Six is like a basic tray, but the thing that I love is the pour spout on the end of this thing. It's got very high sides on it. It's 6 inches long, hence the name Deep Six. And then the thing that I like about this is even if you are using Tic Tac trays for your storage, like these babies, which I do sometimes still use these, the thing that I love about their pour spout is it fits inside of a Tic Tac tray. The containers, I love that. Pretty damn cool, if you ask me. Like, you can check Ephemera 3D out on Etsy if you're looking for them. Love Ephemera 3D. They're wonderful people, a beautifully kind company, and very innovative. If you're also looking for more innovative designs for trays, the most innovation that I've seen, honestly, and I hate to breeze anybody out, is Firefly. Firefly has lighted trays. They have every different style, pour spout, you name it. Anything that you're looking for from Firefly, you can find every different variety of tray known to man, every different size, every different style, every different pour spout, every different everything. No offense to anyone else, but Firefly definitely, I feel like, corners the market on the most innovative trays. And that's fireflyda.com if you want to check Firefly out. I overshake. Okay, I am also a shaker. Like, I shake pretty vigorously. And the Deep Six, I love that about the Deep Six because I don't have to worry about drills flying out the sides. Love the Deep Six for that reason, because it has high sides. It's a deep one. Firefly has redefined trays several times over. Yes, Shell. I just find the sides to be too tall. Interesting. I think you can get theirs with shorter sides too, that you can request shorter sides. I am almost positive. And for your question, Zuzny 720, Shell is Black Dahlia Diamond Arts. And I don't know if it'll let you put your business in, like, your link in the chat. If it doesn't, Abby, if she can't, will you put her link in the chat, please? She's newer to the 3D game, but she is, like, legitimately, she is getting her whole act together, and I love it. Black Dahlia Diamond Art is getting some really cool stuff out in 3D printing. Thank you, Abby. Next question. How to stop drills from sliding. Now, sliding drills are actually a completely different problem than drills that are not sticking. Now, yes, if they're sliding, it means they're not sticking. But generally, if you have drills that are sliding, it means actually that your glue is probably not cured fully. It probably means that the glue that's on your canvas is not all the way set up. Generally, the recommendation for drills that are sliding is that you need to allow your canvas to sit open if you can, because, like, if you're like me, you have pets. Sometimes I have to do it a section at a time. Like, I wouldn't be able to completely uncover a painting and let it sit, not with the dogs that I have. But if you can leave the section open for a good 15 or 20 minutes to allow that glue to cure up, that is probably what your sliding drill problem is the fact that the glue was not fully set when it was covered with the plastic. Uncover it from the plastic and then let it sit open. And that should help with sliding drills because generally that is the problem. The other issue could be that you are having issues with humidity in your house. If your house is very humid or it's very humid outside, it could be that your glue is essentially getting condensation on it, slight condensation. And so you may be having a humidity issue. It's really hard to diamond paint in high humidity. So you'll want to keep an eye on that being a problem as well with sliding drills. No one will regret an order from Shell. That is correct. I agree. The whip kit is awesome. Oh, yes. And I agree 100%. Go and check out that whip kit. It is very, very cool. Keep your whole area organized while you're diamond painting. It's good stuff. Get Shell more business. I love it. It is a good goal to have. What time are we at? I didn't even look. Let's see. Y'all are way too nice. We are exactly enough nice. Exactly the right amount. Okay. We'll skip over some of these. Like I'll just very quickly cover the drill and quality questions because they're pretty easy to answer generally, but it's asking questions like what are AB drills? What are fairy dust drills? Special drills versus regular drills? Why are my drills different sizes? What to do with leftover drills? How to label diamond painting drills? How to store extra drills long term? I've gone over those things prior, so I'm not going to get too heavy into that. But yes, there are different special drills that you can buy. There's actually a lot of different companies now that you can also buy them from. I heard a rumor that Mystical Dream Diamonds is going to be offering the same kind of specialty drill add-ons that you can get elsewhere with her glow in the darks, her glitter drills. Yeah, I heard a birdie told me that you're going to be able to, not buying like the sparklers like you do from DP with sparklers, but there are a lot of different types of specialty drills or diamonds. And lots of different places that you can buy them from. ABs are Aurora Borealis diamonds. Those are the ones that have the coating on top that makes it look rainbowy. That is right here, these ones. Pop this open. These are Aurora Borealis, the ones with the rainbowy sort of stuff on them. There are fairy dust or dust drills. A lot of places call them different things, but most places call them some form of a dust drill or glimmer drill. But they have the mica inside of the drill. It's kind of hard to see on here, but it's like a glitter inside of the drill that makes it really, really, really cute. The organizers are out of stock. What? I limit how many I have in stock so I can keep the wait times lower. All right. All right. Have a good night, Amalia. Thank you for being here. Working on the designs. Ooh, with drawers for putty. Yeah. And gods and goddesses. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. There's also crystal drills. Those are the ones that actually look like rhinestones. Just regular kind of rhinestone looking drills. There's also ones that are, they're crystal. They're like actually almost Swarovski styled diamonds that don't have any like special stuff about them except for that they're like rhinestones, which are much like the crystals, but they're round and they fit in a square grid. There's also what are called sparklers, which you get over at DP with sparklers. Those ones actually have different color shifts inside of them. There's pearls for squares, there's pearls for rounds, there's quads that take up 4 squares. There's so many. If you want to know about all the different kinds of like specialty drills that you can get, highly recommend just go over to dpwithsparklers.com and check out the different varieties that you can get, because holy moly, there's a ton of them. A ton. Hi, Elizabeth. Been lurking while finishing up my dinner. Cool. Want to add that Black Dahlia putty had the best consistency for this gal in humid Oklahoma. Ooh. Only have 4 printers. You got to fix that, Shell. Got to get you some more printers. Got to get you some more business. Then we'll get you some more printers. I'll work on that for you. We'll get you set up. But yeah, that being said, go and check out DP with Sparklers. That's gonna show you the most variety, I feel like, of different drills that you can get in one place. Though there are lots of places that sell them. Diamond Drills USA, shimmering canvases, diamond painting drills. Like I said, Mystical Dream Diamonds is going to be having add-ons with the kits that you get with her, that you'll be able to add specials with your canvas, which is very exciting. But yeah, those are just a few places that you can check out. Working on it. Got to get the shop rewired so we can add more printers. That's fair. I was just looking at a kit with quads. Yeah, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. One that I know of that has quads, but you'd only be able to get it in a D-stash, is called Mermaid Empress by Rita Konya. That one in particular has quads in it, where like her necklace is and like on her crown. It's really fun. Fun to work on them. But a lot of times the quads are just giant sized Aurora Borealis drills. So it's a little fancy, but you can also get quads over at DP with Sparklers that are more than just ABs. Like you can get them quad pearls, you can get quad crystals, you can get quad, not sparklers, I don't think, but it's been a minute since I've shopped over there. You can get glow in the dark, you can get ones with glitter inside, like actual glitter, not just like the mica powder. You can get ones with different shapes, like there's star-shaped ones, and there's like there's so many different varieties. I would say, if you're looking for as many possibilities in one place, you go check out DP with Sparklers. But yes, there are other places that sell specialty drills. The quad starbursts are really cool. Yes. Yes, yes. Electricity does seem to be needed to run them. What are you talking about, Shelby? You gotta run 3D printers with electricity? What is this magic? I don't believe it. Oh, okay. Can you wash a diamond painting? Boy, can you wash a diamond painting? No. I would not recommend, like, if you're talking, put it into the washer and wash your diamond painting. Do not do that. You can wipe a diamond painting down with a damp cloth over top of the diamonds. Like, let's say you're having a lot of wax or putty residue. You can wipe it down with a damp cloth, but you may never wash a diamond painting. Please do not do that. When I started researching, they kept coming up as the best printers. Oh, yeah. Naomi, did you ever get anything from the Putty Crocker drop? I did, Mary, But Terry is holding my order until I have money. He was nice enough to let me pay later because I did pick out a couple of things. Not much, but you know, I wanted to get a couple of things. So he's going to hold them until I can pay for them, which will not be until like the 21st, I think. But I also, Mary, I recently got some Putty Crocker putty that's like really old Putty Crocker putty from D-Stash. A friend of mine was D-Stashing a bunch of them, and I got a bunch of very old Putty Crocker putties from that. So I'm set on putty for a minute. And I think when I buy these ones, because I don't have those scents in the ones that they just dropped, I don't have those scents in my current stash. So once I buy those, I probably will not be buying from a putty drop for a long time. Bicycle generator. Yes, Jamie. Oh, man. That's one of the nice things about good rapport within this community. Yes. Why does my diamond painting have rivers? And how to fix air bubbles under a canvas? Lies, she'll still buy butterfly. I don't need to. Look at this. Hold on, I'll show you. I just got from Butterfly Effect. I mean, granted. Okay, I will buy from Butterfly Effect wares if I start to run low on Butterfly Effect wares, because honestly, it is the putty that works the best for me. But I have this many right now. So until I start to run low on Butterfly Effect wares, I don't need to buy any of that for a while either. I legitimately, Shelby, I don't need to be buying any more putty until I use some of my putty. I can slow down on my putty buying for a minute. let me get through some of the putty that I have, and then I will give myself permission. It might have a slight putty problem. Okay, why do I have rivers or bubbles in my canvas? That is because you are working with double-sided adhesive and not poured glue. I won't work on a double-sided adhesive canvas. I do not have interest, for one, and two, once you've started working on a double-sided adhesive canvas and you lay down drills, if you make a mistake, it is very hard to fix a mistake on a double-sided adhesive canvas. Most places now have fully switched over to poured glue. Like, you don't really run into a lot of double-sided adhesive canvases anymore. I thought I was bad about stocking. Who said anything about need? The new scent from BEW. Abby, stop. Smoky marshmallows. Damn it. Okay, I don't need any more Butterfly Effect Wears putty, even though I love Butterfly Effect Wears putty. It smells so freaking good. You do not need to contribute to the delinquency of a putty smuggler. A putty hoarder. Okay. You don't need to help me. Unless you're going to help me fund my habit, in which case, then go by all means. All right, let's see. What do we got for time here? I only have 3. The pen blank is also giving Girl on Fire vibes. If you know, you know. Yes. Okay. Okay. Little Mockingjay action happening there. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Full drill versus partial drill diamond painting. I wish the new putty was thicker, girl. Jamie, yes. Shipping to you is cheaper, right? I would have killed for a Terrason pen. I do wish that Butterfly Effectwares was a thicker putty. Like when you compare it against like Patsy Putty or Putty Crocker, the putty is very thin in comparison. Where did I put mine? This is the Winter Court from Butterfly Effectwares. It smells like chai. It's freaking amazing. Okay. It smells so good. Oh, I love it. But if you look, it is very thin. That putty pat is very thin. But when you look at something like Patsy Putty, for instance, this one is from Visions of the Soul, a Becca Tyndall DP event. This was also out of a D stash. So this is an older putty. I like the older ones because they're a little more dry. But when you look at a pat of Patsy Putty, it's much thicker. It's like twice almost the thickness of a Butterfly Effectwares. And so I see what you mean about folding it over so that you can just do one stab instead of two with your pens. I do wish that smells kind of like soap. I do wish that Butterfly Effectwares had a thicker putty. Smell-O-Vision, yes. Yes, indeed. But what can you do? I love their smells, and it's the putty that works like the best for me. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other, you know? Sucks. So I suffer. But full drill versus partial drill diamond painting. Both are like completely valid methods and means of diamond painting. I don't personally tend to buy any partial drill canvases unless I find them for like way cheap. Because honestly, I finish them so fast that it's like a waste of my money to spend on a partial drill canvas and then get it done super quickly. And then here I go, I spent $40 on it. Like that just doesn't make a lot of sense economically. But I've seen a lot of really cool partial drill canvases out there where like it cuts down on all the background color blocking because they take that out entirely. It's valid. It's completely valid. But I'm not really looking to do any partial drill canvases myself. Some people, that's their preference. And it is completely valid if that's the way that people want to do it. I've been sitting here wondering what the bit of trash is in the drill cases. It just hit me. It's the dry. Oh, yeah. Yep. I always keep a little square of dryer sheet in with my drills so that they are not staticky. Yep, that's my trash. Yep, I do that. I didn't even think about how confusing that might be for people. Like, why do you keep picking trash out of your or holding it with your finger while you dump out your drills? Yep, that's my dryer sheet to keep them from being staticky. Good eye. I can't touch that either. It also makes me rash. Oh. Y'all are having a whole book talk session in the chat. I love it. I have not read Hunger Games in a long time. I did see the like some of the like media around the reboot for Harry Potter that's going to be like the series. And I don't know how I feel about that yet. I'm still mulling it over. And I will definitely watch it because I'm going to see, you know, like it's going to be its own thing. I'm going to judge it as its own thing. But I'm definitely skeptical until I actually see it. But I was really skeptical, to be honest with you, about the Interview with the Vampire reboot that they did. And honestly, viewed as a completely different piece of work, it's fine. And I'm going to tell you what, like, I was probably the biggest Anne Rice girly that you will ever meet, like in a sad, sad, sad way. And so, I mean, I was ready to hate on the new Interview with the Vampire. Like I was ready to hate it and hate on it publicly. And actually, I find it a very good story. It's an interesting new telling of it. It still has a lot of the intrigue of the original book and books, I should say, because they kind of bring some other things in, but it's also very much its own new updated adaptation. And so I definitely appreciate the different kind of story that it's telling. So I am nervous about Harry Potter, but I'm going to reserve judgment. Mayfair Witches made me mad. I got through about the second episode of Mayfair Witches and I completely gave up on that. Yeah, they rebooted Interview. They did. It's on AMC, but you can watch it on Netflix. So tired of reboots. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. But I feel like the thing with reboots, it's just basically our current, like, this is what we do now. They don't make anything completely new anymore. They just sort of puke our childhoods back on us again as adults. And some of that is okay. And then some of that is like cash grab. You know, what can you do? Love the new Interview with the Vampire. Daniel Malloy is great. I love the fact that they made Daniel Malloy like an older man. Read it in high school in the 90s, and I pictured Sting as Lestat. You know, that's not far off from what I thought. And the guy that they have as Lestat, you guys, in the new show, he is tasty. Very, very much like, you know, Tom Cruise was fine. Don't get me wrong. I was not completely sold on Tom Cruise. I was very sold on Brad Pitt, but as Louis, and he did a great job as Louis. But having this new person playing Lestat, I'm like, oh, you are a very, very tasty, tasty man. And they actually explore the fact that like Louis and Lestat were a couple. They weren't just, you know, dude friends, and they actually do like touch mouths to each other, like probably Tom Cruise was a little too afraid to do with Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt would have gone for it because, you know, he very much captures the essence. Yes. I hated that physical intimacy was a thing. Thought it cheapened their love. And see, I disagree as far as that goes. I mean, and let I don't I'm maybe I'm not understanding what you're saying, but I feel like the physical intimacy in the show is like because they were in the book, they at least talked a lot about their physical relationship with each other, and that it was always so much more than just that too. But it makes it seem more like I would do anything for you because I love you beyond just the relationship of two dude vampires, like, or a dad and a son vampire, my sire, my whatever. It kind of like explains the thrall, right? A little bit better, in my opinion. But to each their own. Some people don't want to watch two dudes kissing, and that's okay too. The physicality was different even in the books. Yeah. They couldn't have sex as vampires in the book, was my understanding. It was physically impossible. Well, I don't know because doesn't what's her name? One of them gets vampire pregnant in the later Mayfair Witches books, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. It's been a long freaking time since I've read the books. But I'm pretty sure there's like a whole vampire baby in one of the Mayfair Witches books, like the late, I think it was, oh gosh, like the later, way later books, where Anne Rice was probably should have stopped like 4 books earlier. I have it. I don't remember what in the heck the name of it is. Discovery of Witches. It might have been. It might have been. Anyways, all right. I've gone over officially talking about vampires making out. But I am going to head over into Discord. If anybody would like to come over and hang out and join me, you are welcome to do so. I would love it if you do. Let me get you a linky poo for that. And let me get going on a link. Hold on, I'm going to get it for you. And if you're not part of the Discord, then you are absolutely welcome to come and join us. We're going to go hang out and chitty chat like we do. Grab this link. There we go. And stick this in the chat. Boom. And yes, if you are not part of the Discord, you are welcome to join it. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. And you can, hang with us throughout the week because it's not just live streams that we hang out in there. Otherwise, you guys, I'm going to cover this up for now. I will finish it though. And I will hopefully catch you in the Discord. Please and thank you. As ever, you guys, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, wide, wonderful world of ours, that you are having a glorious morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Good night.